What's going on, everyone? Just out here going for a beautiful walk, beautiful morning day. The air is fresh, it's sunny, you know, it's peaceful. I'm in this parking lot right now, and even in this parking lot it has a great view. So as I'm walking, showing off this view, all the trees are blocking here, I wanted to talk to you guys, give you guys the top 2 reasons why you should travel more. All right. So reason number 1, why you should consider traveling more. And I know for different reasons, many people claim they can't travel as much as they would like to, you know, because of work reasons, and I totally understand. I really didn't start traveling, you know, up until a few years ago. But I always dreamed about traveling. And, you know, what I tell people is, you know, work up to it. You know, save up little by little. You know, save your money, put a little money on the side for your travels. And maybe, you know, you don't have to necessarily travel outside of your country or outside of your state or province or city. But, you know, I tell people, you know, travel and go see, you know, some, you know, exclusive places in your city, in your state, some places that are, you know, just gorgeous, just beautiful, just worth the trip, you know. That's what I tell people. You know, you don't necessarily have to plan the big, extravagant vacations. But if you know, do want to live a lifestyle of traveling, you're gonna have to put in some work. So one of the reasons why you should travel more is, you know, I would say reason number 1 is it actually relieves stress. It actually relieves stress. It helps you, you know, with your anxiety that you may be facing with life, in the workplace. It kind of helps you get away from everything, you know, have life stand still and pause for a moment, pause for a minute. You know, it helps you kind of enjoy the fruits of your labor, you know, and it, you know, just helps you relax. You know, it's good for the mind, it's good for the body, it's good for the soul. We're not meant as people just to be, you know, tied down and working non-stop. And sometimes in traveling actually even gives you something to look forward to. You know, a lot of people look forward to traveling. So they set up calendars, they set up dates on their calendars and goals to plan out their travel. And look at that. Like I told you guys in the last video, in Johannesburg, I mean, any high elevation you can almost see, you can basically see like the whole city. Almost anywhere in Joburg. So, you know, that's what I'll tell people. Reason number 1 is gonna help alleviate your stress from the everyday life, the hustle and bustle. It's gonna, you know, gives you something to look forward to, because it, you know, it gives you some excitement about life. So that's reason, actually that's reason number 2. I like to go backwards. But the top reason number 1, why you should consider travel, why you should be considering on traveling more. Reason number 1 is that it gives you a different perspective and outlook on life. You see, people that tend not to travel or don't want to travel have a limited perspective on life and how the world works. I remember there used to be this guy that I used to work with. I remember this guy that I used to work with when I used to work this security job, and he's a guy. It was a small state, a small city, small town. Because I lived in big states. I lived in one of the biggest cities in the world. So when I lived in this state, I realized the thinking of people was much smaller. See, people from, you know, smaller states, smaller cities, or small villages, they tend to think on a smaller scale. And it's not any knock towards them, it's just that when you are from smaller cities, you don't think as big, or you don't dream as big sometimes, you know, because of the environment. Everybody kind of goes with the flow of the way of thinking of how things are in that small bubble. So he used to say to me all the time, man, this city is the best city in America. And I'm like, this small state and this small city, you really believe that it is the best city in America? He's like, yeah, you know, we have this, we have that, we have this. And I'm thinking to myself, man, where have you been? Nowhere. So how can you know, all of a sudden, you know, believe that this city is the best city ever, but you haven't been anywhere. You haven't gone anywhere. Yeah, but you know, we have this, and then we have the water, da, 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 da. But I'm like, dude, you ain't never been anywhere. You know, there's a city called Los Angeles, California, that has everything that you have here in this city times 10, and I've been there. And I've seen it with my own 2 eyes. You know what I mean? So, you know, but it's the small way of thinking. So he doesn't have a broader perspective about the world. He believes where he is the end all, say all, be all. And the other thing about the perspective it gives you when you travel, especially when you move to different places or different countries, it gives you a perspective about culture, and it also gives you a perspective about business, which is one of the biggest things. Anybody that travels or travels a lot, they would tell you that they thought about business ideas, or they saw business opportunities that they never thought about from where they're from. Because remember, wherever you live and wherever you're from, people tend to think about, or conditioned to think about, what's going on in that bubble, in that environment. So if you're in a city that is big on school and education, I mean, most people there, that's what they're gonna be geared towards. But if you go and move and live in a city that is geared upon entrepreneurship, what's gonna end up happening is you're gonna end up having a more of an entrepreneurship type mindset, and your lifestyle will be geared towards more business and entrepreneurship, because that's the atmosphere of the city. You see, that's what ends up happening when you start to travel and you start to move around, is that you'll get a different perspective about life, and you'll get a different perspective about culture, and a different perspective about business and business opportunities. And a lot of people's eyes get open. So those people that are, you know, from Africa, what's gonna end up happening is, when you move to England, or if you move to the UK, or if you move to different parts of the continent, or if you move to the US or Canada, what's gonna end up happening is you're gonna get a whole different perspective about business and life, and you will be able to see opportunities. You may even see opportunities there than the people that live there may not even see or recognize. Or it may give you an idea about opportunities that you can bring back home to your home country. So basically, these are the 2 top reasons why you should travel more. So you get to see beautiful landscapes and beautiful views like this, and you get to get a different perspective on culture, a different perspective on different realities and business, you know, and it's gonna broaden your horizon, the way you think, the way you see, your outlook on life. Peace.